Well, look. Yeah, Michael Bay. People, it's like Michael Bay gets a lot of shit online. Like I don't really understand that because he's very unique in his style. He's very nobody makes a movie like Michael Bay. And I think people like he's kind of in pop culture, like because average audiences know who Michael Bay is, and that's because of the way he shoots his movies. He's done the Transformer movies and stuff like that. He's a very successful director, and that's why he gets to, he gets the movies he wants to do. He gets the budgets. Actually, the budget for this movie is actually only 40 million, so it's actually not that high considering a Michael Bay movie. And yeah, this one stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Eiza González is in here, and Garrett Dillahunt, who was in Army of the Dead, Zack Snyder movie, and he was also in Fear the Walking Dead. But yeah, Michael Bay gets a lot of shit. It really, really does. And I like his Transformer movies. Like I like the first four. I don't really like the fifth one that much. The Last Night, even though I think it's the most beautiful movie of all the Transformer movies. It's just not it's not a good story. But yeah, he gets a lot.
It's very bad.
I've watched a lot of like clips on YouTube of Michael Bay and you know him how he works behind the scenes, and I just really like him as a director. I really, really do. Like his Bad Boys movies are fantastic as well. I really like Pain and Gain with The Rock and Mark Wahlberg and Anthony Mackie. 13 Hours was his as well, I think, was it? That's fantastic. He makes really, really
Yeah.
interesting movies for me. I just love watching the action. He has the steady, the camera moving all over the place and in the actor's face. So I'm a big fan of Michael Bay, and I watch anything that he does. And he's one of my favorite directors, and he has such a great style. But going into Ambulance, and actually the first trailer for Ambulance was pretty good. And this is it's only $40 million budget. So far, it's made 31 million at the box office. So look, it's had a lot of competition. Fantastic Beasts. It's had Sonic. It's had Morbius. A few other things like that. So the competition is there's competition at the box office right now. I think Ambulance came fourth this week domestically with 8 million. Not that good, but as I said, it's got huge competition. It's got franchises to compete with. This isn't a franchise. And Jake Gyllenhaal, I love the guy. He's not a box office draw at all. He's not. Look at his box office record. His biggest is Spider-Man: No Way Home. I think at 90 million domestically opening, and or Spider-Man: Far From Home. I think the other movies that come after that, like there's a huge gap. So he's not a box office draw. And the same with Yaya, and the same with Eiza González. They're just not. But going into this one, it's about these two brothers who do this bank heist, and of course things go wrong. It's supposed to be an easy job, but things go absolutely shit. And yeah, so of course there's action. We all know that's going to be action in the movie. But basically, most of the movie takes place inside this ambulance. That's the title of the movie. And they get away, it's in the trailer, but there's a cop in the ambulance who has been shot. And their best hope of surviving all of this is to keep the cop alive because, look, in the heist, some people die, some cops die. So these guys are going to be hunted down and killed. But their only hope is because they have a cop with them. So they keep the cop alive. They have a paramedic with them as well in the ambulance, which is Eiza González's character. And it follows them just going all around LA, and the cops are following them in helicopters and stuff like that. And that's basically the entire movie, and it's 2 hours of just action, a lot of funny moments in it as well, especially Jake Gyllenhaal's character. I think the chemistry between him and Yaya was pretty good. And yeah, there's actually some really awesome shots because Michael Bay, he has a drone in this movie, and he brought in I think the world's best drone pilots. I think there's two of them. Brought them in, so they're kind of directing the movie with him in a way. But he tells them what he wants, of course. But these drones are really cool because they go up and down buildings, like the on the face of a building goes right down it or goes right up, and that's pretty cool. Sometimes explosions are happening where the cars just are in midair and the drone is going at just complete speed underneath the cars while they're going up the ramp. It's really, really cool to look at, and I really liked it. And I think it's his best movie in years. It's a shame people aren't maybe going out in floods to watch this because there's got some really nice, like Michael Bay's shots for me. Six Underground didn't really have it, but this one kind of did because a lot of the shots they look very cinematic, also clean, look just perfect at times, and yeah. So 2 hours just adrenaline inducing action, camera cuts all over the place, some nice shots of LA, some nice music as well, some nice twists and turns that you could probably see coming. But I thought overall it was a good popcorn driven movie. It tries to add emotion there, as Michael Bay fails to do in a lot of his movies. He doesn't really have that emotion, but he tried in this one. There's a scene that sets it up around the start with a certain character, and then there's payoff at the end. But I just didn't feel anything in that moment. But that's just something that he probably needs to work on. But then again, he's very action heavy. He's very camera work heavy. But I think he's such a visual director, and I think the way he shoots his stuff is just fascinating to watch, and I find it very, very interesting. So Ambulance is one that I'd recommend. I'd definitely go check it out. I could see it probably doing better on streaming and PVOD and stuff like that, because there's a lot of competition out there right now. But yeah, it's a good watch. I really enjoyed it. I really, really did. And it got an A- cinema score as well, which is pretty good to audiences who are going to see it. Do like the movie, but I just think there's too much competition out there right now with a Harry Potter franchise movie, with a superhero movie, with Sonic, which is blowing up the box office as well. So there's a lot of competition, but it's made 31 million. In the next few days, it should make its budget back, but it might not make profit. It might just break even, but it might not make profit because it needs some good legs. And it probably won't, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was considering seeing Ambulance. I flipped a coin and I went to go see Sonic instead, but I do want to go see Ambulance. So, Maher, it's funny you bring up the fact that you like Pain and Gain, because check this out, man.
What's that? Nice. Yeah, I watched it.
I don't know if you can see it, but there's a signature from Marky Mark himself,
really?
like right there.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I won it. I won it off of Twitter, like, around the time the Blu-ray was coming out. So that's my biggest flex.
Yeah. No, I rewatched Pain and Gain the other night, and it's a very funny movie as well. I love how he has these kind of his movies are very funny. I think they do a lot of improvisation with their comedy. They don't really write most of their comedy. It's just kind of on the moment, in the spot, and that kind of adds to the kind of realism of the certain characters as well. But look, I thought it was good, and yeah, there's some really, really good. There's an awesome shot of, I think it's, might see it in some of the clips that's being released right now, but they're kind of on the LA River, and there's a bridge, and two helicopters go right underneath the bridge, and Jake Gyllenhaal's character's there with an AK-47 shooting at them, and the helicopters are so close to him, like, it's unbelievable. I think that's a shot that that wasn't in the script, and Michael Bay was able to get permission for two helicopters. He just brought them in and says, "Oh, we're going to go shoot this." And yeah, the movie would have been wasted as well, but he was able to get a lot of the cops in the movie, like of private cops, real LA cops as well. So like to do that, you need licenses and permits and stuff like that. He was able to get it for free because he used actual cops in the movie. And so they're real people. Real people. And there's also a scene in the movie where the paramedic has to do a procedure within the ambulance, and she has to FaceTime a doctor because she's only a paramedic. And she FaceTimes these two doctors to help with this bad procedure. And these are actually real doctors in real life, Michael Bay's friends. So there's a lot of real people in this as well. So it kind of adds to it as well, And Garrett Dillahunt was really good. He's playing one of the main cops that's trying to take these guys down. He was good. He had some good humor as well. But yeah, I'm a Michael Bay fanboy, so I probably wasn't going to hate it that much. But I actually think, to be honest with you, even though I'm a fanboy, I think it's one of his best work in years, probably since Pain and Gain or 13 Hours.